thing I really didn't like was my last run up there when I was with Jericho. I didn't really like that run. I was getting anxiety attacks and shit. I've been doing this so long, man, but I'd go out there with him and I just wasn't feeling right, man. I was like, damn it, nervous and everything. And then when we had our match together, man, you can tell when you watch that match, I was not in it. I mean, I let him beat me up too much. I really wasn't in it. I wasn't Mr. Hughes in that match. That's why I hated for him to put it on TV. I was like, damn it, they put that damn match on TV. I didn't like that match. Because I knew I was like, wasn't there, man. I was like, because I didn't like the gimmick. I wanted to be the Mr. Hughes back to the suit and ties gimmick, Because I know when I was with Triple H, I was the butler, Mr. Hughes, and I still had the black suit on and the hat, the whole 9 yards, and the shades. But then when I switched to Jericho's gimmick, I wanted to be more like him. So I asked him. He the one that gave me that shirt because the runner had went to the mall to look for another shirt, but they couldn't find one, and there was TV taping. So I said, "Damn, Jericho, I can't find the shirt." He goes, "Here, you can have this one." That's when I had to the seamstress and had to cut the sleeves off so I could show my guns and everything. That's when my body transformed to this different looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a big adjustment from the previous character you were portraying for your most of your career.
Right. At this point. It was. I didn't like it, to be honest with you, but it was a gig.
Yeah.
It was a gig, man. And, and each time I was there, I was always in a good position, I was always with a named guy. So my contracts were always pretty good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the money was great. It just didn't last long,
How did that whole thing come about for you? Did they just call you, Vince call you? Or?
Well, what happened with that one was when they brought me back my second time, because I didn't know what they were going to do with me. And I asked Vince, I was like, what are you going to do? You want me to do the same gimmick, whatever. He goes, yeah, I'm going to do this other gimmick I had with you. You're going to still be the bodyguard, but you're going to be like this butler. Because they're trying to work his gimmick with and my character is his bodyguard / character, butler. And so Vince like, you think you can find a hanky or a towel or something? You hang over your arm, just act like a butler / bodyguard. I was like, yeah, I can go ask prop, see if they got it. He goes, go do that and then come back. So I went to go prop and I said, yeah, Vince told me he needs me to do, like a butler type of towel or something. And they made something and gave it to me. And I went back to Vince and I was like, so you want me to hang this on my arm like this? And he just be the gimmick. But you're a butler though, / bodyguard. So I'm supposed to hold this towel and still use the frown and the suit, the whole 9 yards. But I'm going to be with Triple H now. He goes, you're his butler / bodyguard, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm going like, oh shit, how am I supposed to do this? So I'm figuring out how to be a butler. But I already know how to do a bodyguard gimmick, but he goes, just stand there with the towel. Just stand there with the gimmick. That's all you need to do. And, be methodical and so forth and so on. And that's what I did. And it was the simplest freaking gimmick you could do. And, when the time was right, we'd work out something where I'd do something dirty, to help him win, Like the match he had at Royal Rumble. And he had worked Dustin Rhodes, and my deal was to pop up and distract, and the finish was Dustin would burn me with the cigar, and I'd go down, and the match would continue, whatever. But that was it. That was the last. And then Then I did something with him in Sweet Chin Music, where I'd run in and he'd give me a super kick, and then after that was the end of that run. It didn't last long.
Did you say you got hurt during that run, or was that the second one, the third one when you went back?
Both of them I got hurt on. Yeah. Both of them I got hurt on, man, and just shit happened. The last one was we were working the Dudley Boys, and they went to go give me their finish, and I bent wrong and pulled the quad. And then after I rehabbed, they sent me to Memphis, and then did the Memphis territory for a while. And then after that, the contract was done. So that was the end of that run.
How different was the company at this time from, this is like the Monday Night War kind of era then versus WCW or in the ratings, but it's kind of the tail end of that. What was the atmosphere versus the early 90s when you were there?
Well, it was pretty much about the same when I was there. From the first time to the second time and the third time. The third time when I was there with Jericho, it was pretty much starting to go this way, because Stone Cold was starting to take off. Him and The Rock were starting to take off. That's when they were starting to let The Rock do his thing. Because I remember in the dressing room, every night, you know, Rock be sitting over here, we all getting dressed, and Rock be with his notebook writing all the shit down he gonna say in the ring, right? And I'd ask him, I say, yo, hey, Dwayne, you gonna say all that, man? He goes, I'm gonna try. And once Vince let him get out there and start talking, and Vince realized that the people were starting to come with him, he let the reins go with him. He goes, oh, shit. And every night he'd get out there and he'd sit in the dressing room, write everything he's going to say, and go out word for word now, and go out there and say it. And he would get over. And I would like, yeah, brother, you're going to do real good. Yeah, the way you talking like that, you know? I mean, because when I see these guys, even from Stone Cold to The Rock, and we in the dressing room hanging out, you know, and I'm talking to them and watching, because I remember Stone Cold when he was in WCW days, he was stunning Steve, but they really didn't know how to push him. They didn't know how to use him, see? But when he came to WWF, he already had a plan, what he was going to do. He had a plan for that gimmick, that Stone Cold gimmick. He already had a plan. I remember when he was talking about it one day. And I was like, shit, that's a good damn gimmick if they let you go, if Vince let you use it. And one day he went to Vince one day and convinced Vince to let him try it one day on TV taping, and it got over. And next thing you know, that era took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.